Doi Ang Khang. Penultimate day of this mini tour. Less foggy out, less cool out, perfect conditions. Should warm up as the day goes on, but cool down as we go higher. Let's hope we get the timing right. Crew has assembled. Puppy attack. Limp dog attack. A little bit of downhill into the jungle. We'll see if the boys have done their homework. Jeff, what's the climb called?
Fuck.
Huh?
Something fuck.
Fuck, you got one word right. Michael?
Fuck.
Okay, no one knows the name. We'll call it fuck. Doi Ang Khang. Ooh! Gravel! I nearly lost it on that corner. Both tires skidded out on a bit of gravel. I shouted, let's hope the boys heard. Not the best way to start a big climb. And here we go into the main body of the climb. 11.8 kilometers. 1,349 meters to climb. Ouch. So that's just over a kilometer further than yesterday, but another 200 meters. I see the breakdown on my computer. It looks like 3 main parts with easier bits in between. Relatively easier. Jeff was having a slight problem with his gears. I nearly crashed. We've already split up. I'm ahead of Jeff for now. Don't think it'll last for long. He'll come zooming through like a freight train. I can see from Strava only 32 people have ever done it in total. That's very low. Only 2 people I know have done it. Ken did it back in 2010, 1 hour 39. Peter Hardy, good friend of mine, did it a couple of years ago, took the KOM, fastest time ever, 1 hour 15, and then rode back to Chiang Mai for a grand total of 200 kilometers. I can also see from my computer, very clever, I can see Peter's relative time. I'm already 10 seconds down on him. I'd say that's only going to get worse. I'm not going to chase him. He's way too strong for me. Conditions are perfect, I'd say. A little bit of cloud cover, 20 degrees out, nice and cool. A little bit sweaty, but I've got 2 bottles of water because I'm envisaging at least an hour and a half on this. And again, a windproof because I've been told it can be very chilly at the top. Into the first of the, I'd say there's 3 hard sections to this ride. Into the first sustained 20% plus. 23. Still going up. Road starts hairpinning. You know it's steep. No traffic at least. Here he comes.
Got my own podcast to hear.
That's the last we'll see of Jeff. He's off. His gears are making a racket.
Yep.
He made the big error. If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. You think it might slow him down, but it doesn't seem to be. Narrow road, so it's harder to zigzag. Jeff's still doing it though. Zigzagging and pulling away. And you want to know something really depressing? Pete Hardy, the guy who's got the KOM, we haven't even done a quarter of the climb, he's nearly 5 minutes ahead. That is some serious power. And just like that, Jeff's gone. It would be a mistake to try and keep up with him. He's 8 years younger and about 13 kilos lighter, and he's just a very good climber. So we say goodbye to Jeff. Just settle into it. Very different road from yesterday. Concrete, landslides everywhere. When you get landslides, you tend to get water and dirt runoff. Wet, 20% roads are very, very hard, because if you get out of the saddle, you get out of the saddle because you want to get up, lean forward and push back with your leg muscles. But if you shift your weight forward, back wheel spins and you've had it. So got to try and stay seated as we go over 20%. Caught back up to Jeff. Gave him a surprise because I didn't go hard on the hard bits. I went harder on the easy bits, and that's what makes the difference. And we'll do in the race, eh?
Yeah.
Go harder on the easy bits. Do not go harder on the hard bits. Although I get the sense Jeff's just taking it easy. Yeah. It's very narrow, the road, especially when it's dirty. You can still zigzag a bit. I'm beginning to get into zigzagging because, look, if I zigzag on this constant slope, it's about 17-18%. If I go straight up, it goes up to about 20. And I can do that steep stuff, but my back's not so happy. You start to feel it on these long sustained bits, and my back's been slightly problematic lately, so maybe I'm becoming a zigzagger. Sound advice. About halfway up, 5.5 to go, still 600 meters of climbing, so you've done a little bit more than half the climbing. After this very steep section, there's an easier bit. Maybe I can catch back up to Jeff again. We've been in the jungle the whole way up. First little viewpoint. Nice. I know mirrors are deeply unfashionable for cyclists, but big advantage when you're climbing. If you're racing, you can see the guy coming up behind you. Now, it's all a game of psychology, because if I don't know he's there, then suddenly he appears, it sort of deflates you. If you see him coming, but you've got to turn around to see him coming, he sees you turn around and thinks, haha, I'm in his head now, which is kind of what happens. However, if you can see him coming and he doesn't know, you can just start to put the pain on a little bit more. Or you wait till he arrives and then go and kill him. But it's Jeff and he's unkillable. And I just killed myself. Join me next week for more great race tactics. Final ramp, last 200 meters, and it's a cruel one, just over 20%. Jeff's pulled away and dropped me. I can't go any harder. Whew. Over the lip. Oh man, that kept on giving right to the end. 1 hour 26. I'll take that. That's top 10, I think. Yeah, interesting. On paper, a harder climb, more climbing, longer, slightly steeper gradient, narrower, dirty road. But actually, I thought it was probably less hard. Jeff?
Yeah, not as hard as yesterday.
Not as hard as yesterday?
Much easier.
Much easier. There you go. Easy. Piece of cake. Got the raincoats on, had a quick bite to eat, and we're down. It's too cold up there. We were warned to bring a wind shell. Now we've got a nasty downhill. This is dirty, slippy, very steep. Gonna go easy. Nearly crashed at the beginning. Don't need to crash at the end. And we're pretty much back down. That was a nasty descent. Horrible, wet, broken, steep. On the brakes the whole way down. Sore hands, sore neck. But it's done. Doi Ang Khang. Definitely not as hard as Doi Ang Khang. Now we'll head back to the hotel, maybe have a coffee, into town, get some lunch, and then on to Chiang Dao. And heading for Chiang Dao. Just like that, we're almost in Chiang Dao. That tomorrow in the setting sun is where we're riding. Chiang Dao National Park. Never done it. Don't think it's quite as extreme as what we've done the last couple of days, but it doesn't look easy. All right, Jeff's off. He's going straight back to Chiang Mai. Michael?
Don't have lights. Don't want to ride back on this road. No lights.
Looks like it's just me and Mike. Day 4. This is where we stayed last night. Mosquitoes as big as dinosaurs. Never seen anything quite like it. But we killed all the ones in our room. Looks like a misty start. It's day 4. It's day 3 of the climbing extravaganza. 3 days, 3 monster climbs. There's Michael. Yeah, very misty, which is a shame because there's a huge mountain behind that temple that we can't see. But no doubt, once we climb high enough, we'll get a great view. Straight into the forest. We're going to be climbing up through Chiang Dao National Park. I think it's going to be a pretty one. Superb trees. Ooh. Already coming out of the fog. Mountains are appearing. It's been very pretty so far. Those massive trees. I'll get some photos on the way back when it's a bit clearer. Through the checkpoint, segment started, bang, straight into, gonna say 20%. When we hit this corner, looks like steep at the beginning, then an easier bit, steep to finish. But this is nasty. When they paint the road red, you know it's steep. This is as tough as Doi Ang Khang to start. Wasn't expecting it quite so bad. And my legs not feeling it today. But surely and slowly up and up we go. That's the first tough section done. More to come. A little bit of a pause though. No Jefferson. He rode back last night. Didn't fancy another morning of torture. Sensible lad. Michael's just behind me. Into the landslide zone. Car coming. Bit of a big one here. Complete pinch point. Hopefully no traffic coming. Landslide to the left. Road collapse to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Slightly flat a bit. Good chance to take a drink. But whenever you drink, throws your breathing out. Even if you kind of try to control it. So lift bottle to mouth, breathe in through nose. As you breathe out, squirt water into mouth, breathe in through nose again, breathe out through nose and swallow, and then go back to normal breathing. Kind of works, but even that, when you're at the limit, it just throws you out for quite a few cycles of breathing. So you end up basically not drinking, and let's not even talk about trying to eat. That's the initial climbs done. Now there's about a 2k downhill where if you want to get a good time, you need to push it a little bit, but then be ready for the final 2 or 3k back up again. Multiple landslides here, one after the other. Wet road, dirty road, very dangerous on the downhill, and there's cars coming up as well. So all in all, I'm being pretty careful. Spirit houses and offerings halfway up to appease the local spirits. Let's hope they're appeased. Help me on my way up the last 2k now. Steep. Views opening out. Last few meters, just got a bit easier at the end there, right into the pine trees. I hope there's some good views, although we're a little bit up in the clouds. Well, the route I'm following went down this little dirt track, and I assume there was a good reason for that, which I think we're about to see. Oh yes, it's payday time. Hey doggy, looks friendly. Oh yes. Yeah, a little bit cloudy, but very pretty. Righty cup. Cup. A little bit in the mist. Well, that's the Changdao National Park climb. How does it compare? Probably I was going to say the easiest, probably the least brutal of the three we've done. Kind of like a mini Doi Ang Khang. Very steep at the start, relatively easy downhill, although it didn't help with all the mud and landslides. And then hard to finish, but nowhere near as hard as Ang Khang. Anyway, that's the holy trinity of very steep climbs here in the north of Thailand. although I'm sure there are more. Go and have a look at this temple on the way back. Some steps going up into that rock. We'll go and explore that. Ooh, more caves. Okay, we're going to have to do some cave exploring. Wow, didn't expect this. We're down, we're back in Chiang Dao. I'm having a bowl of noodly goodness at the vegan place, sort of Shan style, Burmese style. Looks pretty good. And then we've got about 70-80k home, mostly flat, so that's pretty much it done. A question that might be on some of your lips is, what sort of gearing are we using? So here's a little mini my filthy bike after that descent from Chiang Dao. I'm on a compact, so I've got 3450 on the front and a 3411 on the back. So my easiest gear is 3434, 1-to-1. I'd say you can get up pretty much anything in Thailand on that. Michael's on some weird tram thing, so he's got 3536, which is not quite 1-to-1, 0.97, so almost the same. Okay, enough nerdery. 37k home. We were going to take a more scenic route, however Michael got stung by a bee and he's highly allergic, so probably best not to mess around, so we're just going to head straight back. He had some pills and I've been instructed on the EpiPen injection if it comes to it, but he says it's alright, so we're just going to head straight back into town. Maybe an hour or so at this pace. And that's it, back in town. Michael survived, you'll be pleased to hear. He's off home, full of antihistamines. What are we going to call this tour? Maybe the Trinity of Thai Pain, the Holy Trinity of Pain. 3 of the toughest climbs that I know of. 1, Doi Ang Khang, probably the 2nd toughest climb I've ever done. And next time I do it, very soon, it will be under race conditions, and I will of course be filming it, so tune into that one. Where will we be next week? Who knows? But join me on today's ride. Bye.